Hello and welcome back to another video where today we will be going over some of the improvements I would like to see in the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. So before we start, I would like to say I won't be having any drastic improvements. I won't be saying cut out certain sections of the game, but I will be including things that could actually be changed in the game's final release. Okay, let's start off with one of the main problems people have with Skyward Sword, and that is the character Fi. The main reason I think people don't like her is because she tends to repeat stuff to the player that they've already heard. Like for example, if you pick up a dungeon item in Skyview Temple, you'll get the description of the item and how to use it, and then once you've pressed OK, Fi will pop out of the Master Sword and give you the exact same description. So what I'd say is that once you've picked up an item, you get the flashing indicator to give you the option for Fi to explain the item to you again in case you didn't understand it the first time, or maybe give you advanced tips. Another thing is that when you go back to playing the game and you say collect a bug or a stamina fruit, you will get a brief description of the item again even though you've already picked it up. So what I'd say is just don't give that pop up every time you start the game. It's fine the first time you picked up an item because you don't know what it is and you want to read about it, but every time you play the game it seems a bit excessive. I've seen certain people online complain about this fact quite a bit, and I have to say I agree with them, but that is just my way of getting around it, just taking it out entirely. So my next couple of points actually revolve around the sky, and the first bit is actually for there to be more minigame islands in the game, because the only ones that come to my mind when I think of them are the Bamboo Island and the clown guy that I've forgotten his name. Those are the only two minigame islands I can think of, and there's also the island with the lumpy pumpkin. That's sort of a minigame island once you've got the piece of heart. Besides from that, there aren't that many minigame islands there. So what I would say is maybe repurpose some of the islands that just hold the goddess chests and put another minigame on there. Maybe have an island that is kind of like a horde mode where there's maybe a limited wave of enemies or unlimited, and you just have to see how many waves you can get through in a given time limit. Or maybe with the unlimited mode they would say how many can you get through without dying. That could be something that I think quite a lot of people would enjoy, and as we are having better one-to-one sword motion, I feel like people would actually find it more enjoyable. And my next point actually involves the Loftwing itself, as flying about on the Loftwing can be a bit slow, and then even when you get the charge spin attack thing, you still don't go that much faster. So what I'd say is adding something that they did in Wind Waker HD, where they added the Swift Sail, maybe including an item called the Swift Saddle, and it makes your Loftwing go faster. That is something that would actually be pretty cool, as flying around the sky can be a bit slow, and with the side quest with the lumpy pumpkin where you have to give the soup to I think the guard, that could be made a bit quicker, and I think that a way of actually going faster with the Loftwing would be very much appreciated. Okay, so my next point actually involves Skyloft, and that's actually more stuff to do on Skyloft itself, as there's not a ton you can do on Skyloft itself. You can go to the bazaar, that's about it. You can go to people's houses. Aside from that, there's not really much you can do. So I'd say maybe have some of the houses that are just there and don't really do much to the overall game. Maybe have a side quest. For example, when you go to the shop man, you know, the guy who runs a shop in the bazaar, when you go to his house at night, you can buy stuff from him, yeah. Besides from that, I don't really go to him ever. So maybe having a side quest with him, where he wants you to get a bunch of material to sell to other people in Skyloft, that could be quite interesting, and it would be a fun reason for you to use all of the stuff you've collected. When I finished Skyward Sword recently, I had a ton of the material and I upgraded everything, and I just thought, why is this here? So maybe a way of incorporating the use of material would be a good way to clear out your inventory. And talking about side quests, I would like more side quests. Now, for mostly, the side quests take place on Skyloft itself, which is good, but I'd like to see maybe some side quests on the surface. Or maybe if you go back to the woods, you can talk to the Elder Kikwi and he says that he wants something you can only get in, say, Elden Volcano. I feel like that would be a good little side quest on the surface, but also maybe a bit more in depth. I'm not quite sure what the side quests could be on the surface, but I definitely think that surface side quests would be good. And going back to the side quests that we have in the game, I would also like them to be less repeating. As for example, there's one that comes to mind where you talk to a man in the plaza and he says that his sister was out on a loftwing. Then you fly and find her and you find out that the loftwing has been hurt. So she says, go get the medicine, and her brother has medicine. So you fly back, grab the medicine from her brother, and then fly back to the sister and she says thank you, talk to my brother, and he's got a reward. And it's just like a back and forth that could really be like, it's just very repetitive, you know what I mean? And I feel like if there were more added side quests, I would like this to be less repetitive. I think most people would, because they do get a bit annoying if you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all the time. So maybe that side quest could be redone where you say talk to the sister first and she says, oh, my brother, he has the medicine for my loftwing, and then you fly to the brother, get the medicine, go back, and then the sister gives you the reward. I can't remember what the reward is, but if she gives you instead, then that would actually not be such a bad side quest. And those are all of the improvements I would like to see for Skyward Sword HD. If you have any, please leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.